Now it's time to solder. So make sure that you have your safe soldering station all set up. It's fairly clear around your area, right? Your hair is tied up, your clothes are out of the way. You have your sponge over here, and it's wet, right? But not completely full of water. You have your soldering iron here, and you have your safety glasses, and you make sure that you keep your safety glasses on at all times. Remember, solder is very dangerous and very hot, and it can leave you blind. So you've got your piece of wire, put it where you want to solder, right? Got your piece of solder, take your soldering iron, and the first thing to do when you start or end is to tin this. So we just put some solder on the tip, right? Spread it around a bit. And when you use the sponge, just wipe. Don't ever jam it in, because you'll damage the soldering iron. So just wipe, wipe, wipe. What you find is that you've got a nice shiny soldering iron tip now. This is perfect for soldering. So we take our soldering iron, we put it on the wire itself, right? We then take our solder, and once it's heated up a little bit, we don't actually put it on the soldering iron itself, and you take the wire away first, then the soldering iron, or else it'll get stuck. Leave it for a few seconds, and then it should be nice and firm. Now this is a good solder, because what's happened here is you can see that the wire is not sticking up from beneath it. It's nice and smooth, and it's a little dab. And if I give it a pull, it's not going to come off. The other end, we want to solder onto the LED. So to do that, I prefer to twist my wires together, and it just makes it a little bit easier to solder. So twist, twist, twist. Then I put my LED back in there. And I've got a little bit of extra wire, but that's okay. There's no problem with that. So, now that we've twisted it on, except that I've just pulled it off, which was a mistake, so we'll just twist that back together again. There we go. Now that that's on, we can do the same thing again. So we take our soldering iron, we heat up the wire, and then we put our solder not on the soldering iron but on the wire itself, because that wire should be heating up. Once it has, you just need to solder a bit of it. Do that again on this one. Soldering iron on, heat up the wire, right? Solder goes in, onto the wire itself, wire away, soldering iron away. Give it a wipe if it needs it. Soldering iron goes down. So now we've connected our piece of wire across to here, we've connected our LED and our LED here. So now what we need to do is just repeat this for every bit of blue line that we see.